Winterland, tell me all your secrets. Fill me in on your wildest moments. Colored trees, your yellow leaves move me. Dancing roofs, your painted red shakes the room. When I get there, I'll let my feet roam. When I get there, I'll break in your arms, I'll lose control. When I get there, I'll know the answer. Let me know when I get closer.
Welcome to another episode of the Bush House Build. I'm here in Palabora for one day only, and the purpose of this visit is mostly just to organize some of the work that is going to be happening over the next 2 weeks. We are going to start with building the outside patios. So I needed to come out here to meet with Andrew to get the materials sorted for the patios. We're going to be laying a foundation, breaking it up a little bit, backfilling, and then laying a slab for the patios. And I just needed to organize the guys that are going to work on that, and like I said, the materials, and get everything squared away for when I'm up in 2 weeks and we get started on that project. But while I'm out here, there is a project or two that I need to get done, and we'll get to that later in the video. But I thought I'd quickly give you a walk around of some of the work that has happened since I was previously here, and that was about a month ago was the last time that I was here actually. The build in progress during that time has been slow because it's been school holidays. I took my family into the Kruger, and it's just been a bit of a down period. So I'm looking to get things kicked off again and moving. So there is some plumbing work that needs to be done. Like I said, we're going to do the patios, the pergolas outside need to be built, and the electric still needs to be sorted out as well. But for now, let me give you an update of what has happened since I was last here. So most of the work that was completed over the last month has been the plumbing work. James the plumber has been working throughout the house to get the new copper lines for the water laid, and also get some of the drainage lines put in as well. So let me turn you around and show you some of that work. So over here you can see the copper water lines coming in, and we've got them going up for the shower. That's where the mixer for the shower is going to be. At the bottom there you can see some of the drainage lines. That's for the shower drainage, and then the kitchen, which is behind this wall, that's that drainage line. And then copper piping is all done in this bathroom for the toilet, and then obviously running the water to the other parts. So we still need to put in the toilet line here, and the sink drainage line needs to be completed here as well. But other than that, it's all welded in and looking good, and the water from the outside is coming through this pipe here as well. The kitchen piping, water piping and drainage has also been done. This will be for the sink, and we have hot water, cold water coming in as well. In this bathroom, same story. A lot of the piping has been put in for the water. You can see it's currently actually being welded into place. That's the old toilet pipe that needs to come in. There will be a window being put in there, but you can see that pipe in here has all been done as well. It's actually busy being done. You can see it's not quite connected there. There have been two issues that have come up in the last month since I've been away from the house, and the first one has got to do with this roof above me. Now that we've got the nice drinking water hole behind me there somewhere, the elephants have been coming in, which is great because it's exactly what we wanted. That's why I put it there. But they obviously smelt the nice fresh thatch in here above me and decided that it would make a nice treat, and they ate about a 3-meter section out of the roof, not right to the bottom but just the top layers. But it created a huge mess and obviously damaged the roof. But luckily I was able to get Andrew in to fix it, and it's looking as good as new again. But some of you would be asking, well, why don't I put the common solution for this is to put chicken mesh over the roof, and the intention has always been to put chicken mesh on top of the roof. But I was hoping to delay that until a later stage of the build. I'm trying to prioritize projects based on getting the house to a livable state, and that's obviously not something that affects the livability of the house. And so I decided not to do it. All the other houses in the estate don't have chicken wire because we don't have a baboon problem here. And, you know, once the thatch dies off and it's not so fresh, the elephants are not interested in it at all. So I'm trying to decide, should I do the chicken mesh over the roof now? It's quite expensive. It means I'm going to have to give way on another project to prioritize that. So it's a decision that I'm trying to make, but yeah, the cost of getting it repaired is about 1/10 of what it would cost for the chicken wire. So I can do 10 repairs that would equal the cost of putting the chicken wire on. So I might just leave it as is for now, and yeah, if it does happen again, just repair it, and I can do that 10 times before I've paid the cost of the chicken wire. That said, I also don't want the squirrels going in, so I like having that barrier because there are squirrels around, and if the squirrels get in there, yeah, then it's tickets. There's almost no getting them out. So yeah, that's where we are at on the roof. And there's one other issue that came up. Let me take you to the watering hole and explain what happened, and then we can get into the project for this video. So here is our water hole, and it's a little bit green at the moment, but that's alright. It doesn't deter the animals. That's just natural and to be expected. But do you notice anything over here? Unfortunately, the hyenas got our trail cam and they completely destroyed it. I haven't been able to recover the unit, but we did find the solar panel and it was in pieces, and I can show you some of the pieces lying around the bottom here. So the project for today's video is I went and I bought another trail cam, and this time I'm going to try fortify it and put a steel casing around it. I've also bought a new mount to mount it onto the pole that they shouldn't be able to break free, but currently it is all just pieces of different materials that I bought to build this casing. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and get out those materials and see if I can start building a casing for the new trail cam. Okay, so I've got the new trail cam here, and what I ended up doing is buying a whole bunch of materials off Temu to try and custom manufacture a steel box around the trail cam and secure it tightly to that post that I've got out there. Now, you do get actual steel casings for trail cameras. The problem I found is that none of them that are available would actually fit this model of trail cam. And this specific model doesn't have a casing that'll work. So I thought I would give it a try and custom manufacture something. Let me show you some of the materials that I've got. This is the steel box that I'm going to house it in, and it's actually just like a steel Tupperware lunchbox type thing. And the idea is that it will sit in there, this will clip over it, and I'm going to cut out this piece here, and the camera will obviously show through there, plus the motion sensor will be visible as well. And to cut that, I went and I bought this here. Let's just open it up. This is a little cutting / grinding tool, and I've got a few little discs that I should be able to put on there and then just cut out a window for the trail camera to see through. So that's what this is for. What else have I got here? I've got some cable ties, which will be useful for tying all the cables closely to the pole. This is an important piece. This is an extension pole. So the hyenas went and ate the solar panel as well. So I needed something to get it higher out of reach. So this is going to sit on top of that wooden pole, and then the solar panel will be at the top, so it's out of reach from the hyenas. That's what that's for. And then this here is open it. Lots of packaging on this, but it's essentially a bracket that will tie down to the pole, and then the camera will screw into this, and it's got these I don't actually know what these are called, but they metal tightening things that will go through the back of this unit, and there'll be 3 of them that secure it very tightly to that pole outside, and the hyena should not be able to get this off. Fingers crossed. We will see in practice whether all of this works. I've got a few other small pieces here, but it's mostly just pieces for fastening the camera onto the unit, and yeah, just extra pieces to secure this down. So let me get started. I'm going to first try fit the camera inside here. I've got some materials to be able to cushion it inside here, and yeah, then let's see if we can get this front piece cut out and yeah, see if it works.
Winterland, you're my sailing ship. Guide me in when you head for your trip. Right out of this wicked black and into bright sand, straight toward the warm sun and into his hands. When I get there, I'll let my feet roll. When I get there, I'll break in your arms, I'll lose control. When I get there, I'll know the answer.
Okay, so this little cordless grinder from Temu is either really crappy or just doesn't have battery, but I don't have anything here to charge it. Well, I suppose I could charge it with my laptop, but I came up with a new solution. I've got my cordless drill here, and I put the little cutting disc on top of it, and it works a treat. So you can see, should be able to see there. There it is. I was able to cut right through. This is quite tough, the stainless steel lid of this Tupperware. The steel's quite thick, but I was able to get through it. Took a little bit of grinding, and now I just need to grind that whole little piece out there, and yeah, it should actually fit perfectly, and I think this is going to work. Once I'm done with that, I'll drill some holes so that I can mount it to this guy here, and then the unit will sit, the camera will sit inside here. This will be mounted nicely to the pole. Use cable ties, tie it all together, and I actually think this is going to work.
I'll know the answer. Let me know when I get closer.
Okay, so I managed to get one side cut, and you can see I tried to drill holes as well, but after cutting the one side, the little mechanism that holds the disc in place broke. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to cut this. I tried using a handsaw as well, and that didn't work. So yeah, I'm moving on to plan B. I'm going to take this home with me and get it cut at home properly, and then I'll bring it back next time. But for now, I think I can still house the camera in here, and it'll be deep enough that the hyenas, theoretically, should not be able to get in there and pull it out. Again, that's the theory. I'm going to try it. I'm going to take a bit of a risk here because I really want the footage that this camera gives, because it's right at the new waterhole and there's such incredible animals coming in there. So I'm going to try, just put the camera in here and hold my fingers for the next 2 weeks until I can get that thing cut properly and back up here and then holding the unit in place. But yeah, let's see if that works.
Winterland, whisper in my ear, make my troubles all disappear. Maybe on this wicked black, I feel the sunset right under the warm sun in his hands. When I get there, I'll let my feet roll. When I get there, I'll break in your arms, I'll lose control. When I get there, I'll know the answer. Let me know when I get closer. When I get closer. Let me know when I get closer. Open up the sky.
Okay, so I've got this Tupperware unit secured nicely with 3 bolts and screws. You can see it there. And then from behind, that is how it is mounted. And then this whole unit will just strap onto the pole outside. I just need to figure out how to secure the camera inside this housing so the hyenas can't get it. I could use cable ties, but those seem a little bit flimsy to me. I'd love to use one of these metal straps, but I've only got 3 of them, so I might put one through the middle and then just use 2 on the back side of this to secure it to the pole. So 2 on the pole and then 1 holding the camera in place with some extra cable ties. I think that might be best for now. Let me see if I can make that work. So I just remembered I need to drill a hole on the side of this unit, because you'll see this is the camera. I've got the aerial for the 5G connection, or 4G or 3G, whatever it is, 4G I think, coming out the side. And I bought an extension, so this is going to come out the side like that, and then it needs to come out, so that needs to come outside of the camera, out here, and then up the extension pole that I've got, and I'll mount the antenna to the top of that extension pole.
When you say I'll dig much deeper, I will shout. Let me know when I get closer, open up the sky for me. When you say I'll dig much deeper, I will shout.
Okay, so after a lot of cutting, drilling, screwing, and figuring out how to get this camera into this box, I have managed to make a plan, and it is looking pretty secure. I wasn't able to get the face of the box on, obviously, to cover the front of the camera because that cutting piece broke, but I think what I've got should hopefully keep the hyenas at bay. I also had to get the extension pole set up with the solar panel on top, so that's looking good. All the cables run through the middle of the pole, so they're not exposed, other than the little piece at the bottom from the camera to the pole. It's not exposed to the outside, so hopefully the hyenas will not be able to get that as well. So now I'm going to try and mount this whole thing to this post that I've put out here, and yeah, hopefully it'll be safe and we'll get some good footage over the next couple of weeks. But yeah, let me see if I can get that mounted now. The camera is now live and streaming through to my phone, and I have done everything in my power to fortify this and make it hyena proof. Over the next couple of weeks we'll see if it works. It would have been much better if I could get that lid of the box to fit and get it cut out, but I'm going to take that home and see if I can do that when I get home with a proper tool, and then next time I come I'll bring it out, provided the camera is still here. But just to give you an idea, these are the previous screws that we were using on the cameras to hold the solar panel in place and the camera in place, and these are the new ones. So yeah, it's definitely, I feel like it's going to hold. I think the biggest problem that we might have now is the elephants leaning up against the solar panel pole here, but yeah, hopefully they don't. We'll see. So I'm super happy. I am glad that I've got a camera feed again going to my phone. I haven't had one for a couple of weeks now, since it was stolen by the hyena and crunched by the hyena. So yeah, I'm going to enjoy having the feed again of live animals coming past the house while I'm in my office in Cape Town. That's going to conclude this video. I will be back in 2 weeks to get started on the patios. I'm really excited about that, and we're going to plant the poles for the pergolas as well. The plumbing would have come a long way, so I will see you on the next one.
We again had a number of interesting visitors caught on the trail cameras this week. Here are a few clips of my favorite ones. This is an interesting clip. Scrub hares are known to re-ingest fecal pellets to obtain additional nutrients. It looks like we may have caught this process on the cameras. carefully here at the edge of the pond. It looks like we may have some frogs living in the pond. A number of clips this week showed small eyes at the water's edge during the night.